Conservative media viewers all around the world, what's going on? It's me, John D. Villarreal. All my personal opinion. I'm not alleging any facts, not casting any aspersions, all for entertainment parody purposes only. Check the disclaimers. A lot of people are talking about this end of the world prediction, I guess. I believe, and this is all my personal opinion, that it was done by the founder of Family Radio, Harold Camping. And people are talking about this. And allegedly, I've seen different news reports. I can't say if this is true, but this is what I've seen. It's what I believe that I've seen, my personal opinion. That it's supposed to happen on May 21st, Saturday, at around 6 p.m. And I have a lot of questions about this, and I want to know what you think. And so here's the thing. From what I am gathering, I've heard different things, but so I got to do some more research on this. So we're going to do some more research on this, but I've done a decent amount of research on this, and from what I've seen, the way it's going to happen, from what I've seen, the way it's going to happen is there's going to be like major, massive earthquakes that are going to go around the globe, starting at 6 p.m. So I guess, you got to get to the international date line, and then you go west from there, right? So, and then I guess the calculation of this is based upon, Noah and the Great Flood and whatever like that. That from what I read, supposedly happened, back in 4900 or something BC, and then there's 7 days, which equals 1,000 years or something like. There's this math that they do that I think I saw on their website. My personal opinion, I may have it wrong, so check it out. So that now you take it 7,000 years forward, and somehow you get to 2011. Anyway, so apparently, also there's going to be like 200 million people that are saved, that are raptured or something up into heaven. So that's roughly like 3% of the population. I have a lot of questions. One question is, how does this guy know something that Pope Benedict doesn't? Or maybe some of the great rabbis, or great imams, or some other great religious leaders around the world? That's a question. So I don't know. Look, I'm no religious scholar, right? I'm just trying to react as logically as I can. Here's my question. Okay, so if the end of the world is coming on May 21st, 6 p.m., and it's going to start with earthquakes and go around if you're all the way on the West Coast or something like that, it gives you a number of hours, right? We've got TV cameras, satellite phones, whatever. So if the end of the world is going to happen with these earthquakes, or just going to be like cataclysmic or something, well, couldn't you just what happens if you're flying in a plane? You know what I'm saying? And let's say you're having it, you're flying eastward, and then so you're flying eastward, you're coming from, let's say, I don't know, London, and you're going over to Australia or something like that. And then during that time, the earthquakes pass you, now you're past the earthquakes, right? And so would you maybe be cool? That's one question. Another question, and what happens if you're going the other way, right? Like you're going from Hawaii or LA to Australia or something like that, and then it's already gone. So then you're going to be cool there too. Okay, there's the other thing. The other thing is okay, so let's say that the people that are here's another question. People that are supposedly raptured up into heaven, how do you get into heaven if you're not dead? I don't know. I'm obviously God can do anything, but that's a question. I didn't know in the Bible or anywhere else that there's ever been people in heaven that weren't dead. So, are you saved if you're dead? Yeah, okay, you want to go into heaven. I get that. So, obviously that's definitely the ultimate salvation, but you're still kind of dead. So, I don't know, what's the point? In other words, why do we need all these earthquakes and raptures and stuff? Why can't, if the end of the world was coming on May, whatever it is, May 21st, 6 p.m. or something, why couldn't God just do whatever, do anything, and then instantly everyone just whatever dies and then is judged and all that, and the ones that are cool they go to heaven? In other words, why do we need earthquakes and 200 million raptures? So that's a question. The other question is, where does this figure of 200 million come from? I'm sure they have a reason for it, but I don't understand it. And, you know, like, from what I understand, reading the Bible and stuff like that, like, anybody can find salvation. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of this 3% or whatnot like that. And what also happens, I mean, there's just so many questions. But here's the thing, here's the other thing. If you did know that the end of the world was coming, like, what would you do? Like, what would you just have fun? Would you pray? Would you hang out with your family? Like, what would you do? That's another question. So, oh, here's another question too. So if there's earthquakes, what about the people up in the space shuttle or like in the space station and stuff like that? Didn't we just launch a space shuttle or something like that? So what happens to them? There's no earthquakes or anything like that up there. So, also I want to know about the animals. Like, do the animals get saved or they not get saved? Because like, back with Noah's Ark and the flood, there's animals that got saved. So I want to know about that too. So there's a lot of questions. You know, this is something people want to talk about, and I think it's important to talk about. I'm not a religious scholar. I don't know, you know, but I'm just like a dude that's a super genius, and I have to ask certain questions and figure it out. What do you think about this? Do you believe in that the end of the world is coming on May 21st? Do you believe that in end time prophecies? When do you think the end of the world is coming, or do you not believe in that? Why aren't other religious leaders talking about this? I mean, where are we at with this? I want to know what you people think. And what happens if Saturday, you know, 6 o'clock comes here, and then or May 22nd comes and nothing's happened? You tell me what you think. Comments below, subscribe above. I'm John D. Villarreal, and you're watching Conservative Media. And again, all my personal opinion, all for entertainment parody purpose only, not making fun of anyone, casting any aspersions or anything like that. We're discussing a news item and giving our opinion, and that's it. Tell me what's up.